Hey everybody, welcome to Go Get It by Getitlex Motivational Mindset, the podcast. So today we here with another interview. We got my man Noah O in the building. Well, over the screen, but nevertheless, this ready to be another dope interview. I got a chance to meet you the other day and check out your store, and it's super super dope. Thank you for taking the time out to come talk to me. I greatly appreciate it. I've been J30 told me a long time ago I need to link with you and do an interview with you because you was doing big things. So shout out to him, and again, thank you. So I know a little bit about you. So tell the people who you are for those who don't know.
Noah O. I'm a Filipino American hip hop artist and entrepreneur from Richmond, Virginia, by way of San Francisco, California. Charged Up ENT is the movement. That's our label, and we have the Charged Up flagship store in Richmond, Virginia. Shout out to J30 too.
My man. So all right, we're gonna run it back to the beginning from the beginning, right? So how did you are you from Richmond? You're not from Richmond, right?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I consider, I'm from here. I moved here in middle school though, but I moved here from California, from the Bay Area. I grew up in San Francisco and Daly City, California, and from there I moved to Henrico County, like north, west end, Henrico County, like Brook Road area, Chamberlain Farms, Lakeside. I grew up. That's the area I kind of grew up in Henrico when I moved out here.
So how was that like moving from over there? Because this is the West Coast. I ain't never been to the West Coast, but I can only imagine that it's way different. Especially being young like that, coming from over there to over here. So how was that? Like how did you like put your feet on the ground?
It was like it was a big difference. It was like culture shock at first, like out there. Um, it's a different speed. It's faster. It's just a whole different culture. You know what I mean? So damn Richmond, and then at the time, like yeah, it was just culture shock. That's the best way I can explain it, especially because like I'm Filipino, so like when I moved here, especially like not a lot of people had been exposed to like somebody like me, and my upbringing was like kind of different. So uh, I think it was just an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I grew up in an area that was very diverse, and then Richmond at the time was just like just only black and white. It wasn't like it is now, where like
Mm-hmm.
people growing up in Richmond, you might be in Southside, and it's like little Mexican kids now who go to Huguenot and with. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
at that time, it wasn't like that. It was just white and black. So it was just different. It was just like very different. You know what I'm saying? But over time, I seen the opportunity in somewhere like Richmond just because it's still up and coming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
opportunity, and it was a lot less. It's less expensive than out there too. For like regular people, there's a lot of regular people getting pushed out of California. Like if you don't have money, there's a lot of people that's moving to the south to just to really to live. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
too expensive. It's just gonna be either you have money or you poor. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. No in between.
Yeah.
So over there, like from what I've seen, it's like Richmond is like an artsy small city. Compared to over there. So on one of your interviews, I heard you say that you started doing clothes or making shirts, right? And was this
Mhm.
in middle school? Is that when you came here, or were
So
you
like
already doing that?
now when I came here like in high school is when I started like I think just like customizing stuff like customizing my own t-shirts and like really it started with shoes like Air Force Ones, Timberlands. Like I started learning how to like paint on them. You know what I'm saying? So I would paint like just different designs, or I would change the colors of like my Tims. I started finding like paint that I could color Tims with. So I remember like I colored a pair like yellow, the lime green, red, just colors that they didn't normally come in. So that's how I first started. And then as I got into like rapping, um, instead of just like buying stuff, or it wasn't a lot of people making shirts like it is now. So I started like finding ways to make our own shirts when we would go perform. You know what I mean? Just like
Mm-hmm.
customizing like jean jackets or army jackets or t-shirts. So that's kind of like something I always been doing, but then it just led more and more into like me making like apparel for specifically. And that's how it kind of evolved into where it's at now with the store.
Mm. So with the creative part, right? Like, was that just a way for you to express like your creativity, or was that just, or was that an outlet for you to like say, all right, I'm about to make me some bread. I'm ready to see what I can do with this, or would you just, you always knew you had this creative artistic side?
I think at first it was just like not having money. You know what I'm saying? Like not being able to go get the latest stuff. And then um, seeing how I could bring something back to life. Like people would give me their shoes that and say they got scuffed up or something, or they would just be ready to throw them out, and I'd be like, "Nah, give them to me," and then I'll fix them up, like create something new out of it. So I think that was part of it too. Like if a pair of shoes was messed up, it won't like I can mess it up anymore. You know what I'm saying? This was something that was
Mm-hmm.
going
Right.
away anyway. So that's really what it was at first, like just doing it for myself. And then when people seen it, they liked it. And then people would ask me to do it for them. But it wasn't about like trying to start a clothing line or nothing like that at first. It was just like even to this day, it was like I don't really consider like that I have a clothing line. I just got charged up. It's just the brand, and clothing might be a way to represent the brand sometimes, or making content, whether it's songs or videos. Like it's all part of the movement. But yeah, it just started from not having for real, like not having money to just go buy new stuff all the time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like necessity.
So with the music, right? So how did that run hand in hand with your creativity when it comes to like the clothes? So how did you, transition into the music part?
Really, like it was like I was always doing all of it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I was started, I think, doing clothes and stuff first, but I was just always doing little stuff like trying to rap. And then at the same time, if I'm rapping and we got to do a show, I would make clothes to go with it. So it was always kind of everything all at once. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like one transition to the other. Because the only reason, even right now, that I have the story is because of the music. Like when I
Mm-hmm.
would put out music, I would drop like a T-shirt to go with it or a ski mask. Maybe I'll put out a song or an album, and then I would put like a piece of clothing to go with it. You know what I'm saying? So it was always like both at the same time. But over time, like people started seeing the clothes and not knowing that it goes back to my music. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of waiting, like you might not put out music all the time. So like before, I would only put out clothes when I put out music. But then I had a few of my friends were like, "Yo, you should just keep putting out clothes, whether you putting out music or not. Just like it might take a year for you to drop a new project, but you could just keep dropping clothes every time it sell out. All right, boom, put out a shirt, it sell out, make another one." So that's really what like pushed the clothes even harder, was me not waiting in between music projects just to keep my
Mm-hmm.
foot on the gas as far as the clothes.
Right. So do you feel like what you have in both of these lanes, right? And you come in here where it's like you kind of were a minority when you said back then it was like black or white, like so you were a minority to to the city. So do you feel like you had to, if people took you serious, like did you feel like you had to go extra harder for people to like to
Yeah,
believe in what you was doing, pretty
yeah,
much?
yeah, most definitely. But I don't like, when you think about it, like I've always grown up around like majority black folks since I lived in Virginia, where I was a minority. But it's like that just comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop is a black art form. It's just like if a black person probably feels like they're somewhere where it's more white people where they have to be a representative. You know what I mean? Whenever you're the
Mm-hmm.
minority. people gonna look and judge the whole group off of your ability. You know what I'm saying? So I think like that definitely made me like wear who I am like on my sleeve, or you know what I'm saying? Like because everywhere I would go out here, like people would wonder or ask me questions. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just put it on Front Street, so then that way that answers the question before. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Go ahead, throw it. Let me throw it out there first, real quick, so you can
Yeah,
get a chance to
yeah,
respond.
definitely. Like
Yeah.
I would have to prove myself. You know what I'm saying? But that comes with it. I think like with hip hop, period, it's like it's an industry where like only the strong survive, where you gotta have thick skin. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, I I just look at it like that. That was just came with the territory. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I definitely had to prove myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Right.
I really can't say more so than others because I don't know what I only know like what it feel like in my shoes. So
Mm-hmm.
I just look at it like hip hop. Period. No matter what color you are, like you got to go hard for people to, you know what I mean?
Right. No question.
Take you seriously, and you got to keep going. That's the only way people believe it is like if you don't stop, or you know what I mean? Like you
Mm-hmm.
just gotta do your best and then just keep going, and then people start to respect it. So, and I never wanted to be one of them things where like where people was just like, oh, you all right, like make it so like me being who I am was like a crutch. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you all right for that type of dude. I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never wanted it to be like that. If people
Yeah.
thought I was dope, I wanted them to think I was dope. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Regardless. Right.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you all right, but it's really just because they, making it easy on. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like sympathy. Nah, we ain't doing
But
that.
I definitely like I had to like for people that may like not know who I am or just seeing me, like I definitely had to like work my way, you know what I'm saying? Work my way up and prove myself. Like I used to get in like battles and stuff. And for people that don't know, they might be a little bit younger, like I would battle. I won like a real big battle at like Club Boss or 534. That was like one of the like I had to rap there, like, and this was before the internet when I first started, where like you couldn't it's like my career didn't start on the internet. Like I had to be
Mm-hmm.
outside and go to certain clubs and certain venues and be in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Face to
Right.
face. So I think that
Right.
was something that really molded me. Like you mentioned, J30. He knows me from when he was like throwing his events. Like people would really see me outside, so it wasn't a thing of where like I just like went viral or something. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
They want a question. Yeah.
Yeah, like I had to really be around and be in the mix to like establish myself. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. So therefore, people can't question you when they see you because they already know, like you've been doing this. Like this ain't nothing that was handed to you type situation.
Yeah,
And
some, it's like, but it's a because of the internet, it's like a new time where like every 24 months, you know what I'm saying? Like you brand new, everybody who come across me for the first time, I'm brand new to them. So they might not know,
mm,
you know what I'm saying, my story. It might be people that have seen my career elevate and seen my story to be like, nah, like he been like working his way up and you know what I'm saying, building his career or his brand or his reputation. But yeah, it's like time moves so fast now. You could pop up out of nowhere and like unless people really know your story, they don't know.
and you know what? I'm guessing that's where the charged up name came from. Is that where it came from? Like you turned up? Like is that?
Really,
Or
like
give
we
me the meaning behind that.
so back when we was kids, it was a guy from it was it was like we had older homies, right? They took us under their wing. We was part of a bigger collective called Villain Faith, and it was started by this dude named Duck. It was another person, Fat Cat, like that's in the city. People know Fat Cat as a promoter, but at the time he used to rap. Fat Cat like took me under his wing along with Duck, and there was another dude named MP. MP was from Mosby, from Raven Street. So like these was dudes from the city, even though I was from California and moved to Henrico. These were like dudes that was from the city that was older that took me under their wing. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
so I had to. They the ones that like molded me and exposed me to Richmond as a teenager. Like took me around, would take me around their neighborhood, would take me around certain neighborhoods just so I could, you know what I'm saying, get acclimated or get my face in or get comfortable with being in certain places. Then they kind of came up with that. It was our slang. This is like a long time ago before Drake even had made that song. Like we used to just use that slang within our camp. Like and they would say we was charged up because we was younger, like we was just hype. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm, yeah.
like turn won't even a word then. So like that was just a phrase they came up with and they kept saying like y'all charged up. And then eventually our like things kind of fell apart among our group. And then when it fell apart, that's when I was like, you know what, me and the other younger dudes need to just establish our own thing. And that's what it made sense to just take that name and make that, the cornerstone of our brand or our company. And then that's been it ever since then. We just been like, just pushing that, just charged up. We've had, like, for people that's in Richmond that may know or may not know, like, we've been doing stuff over 10 years. We've had 3 studios in Richmond. We've thrown events, like, and the store now is just like the latest thing. But I have the store, you know what I mean? I have another partner that's part of Charged Up. He has Charged Up heating and air conditioning company.
Oh,
Yeah, so like if you need your
okay.
air conditioning and things like that, like it's different people under our camp or affiliated with us who are establishing other businesses with the name Charged Up. You know what I mean?
Okay. And that really kind of embodied that though. That's like really like, yeah, charged up. Like, yeah, we doing it all the way around the
Yeah,
board. That's
that's
dope.
that's always been our goal to like not wait on nobody, not wait whether like I get a major label deal or something of that nature. Like we just gonna do it for ourselves. Like if don't nobody else believe in us, we believe in ourselves and each other, and we just gonna keep pushing.
Sometimes that's all you need though. Like life, you don't people don't understand that like you don't always need a gazillion people around you. But if you got a couple people with the kind of the same mindset and the mind frame of getting to it, and that's everybody trying to eat type of situation. That's super dope.
Yeah,
Um,
that's like sometimes, yeah, that's the best thing. Not that like the less people, the better.
hmm keep that circle tight.
Exactly.
With that being said, right? So you say y'all had studios and this store is the latest, right? So me and you talked about the other day about the concept of the store. Store is super dope. Like when you step inside the store, they definitely feel like you taking people to somewhere else, like just not on Broad Street, the way Broad Street is, but like when you started this store, did you ever have a moment where you might have felt like this gonna work. Like, on Broad Street, the economy is going to hell in certain sense. Like, did you ever feel this was gonna be the right move?
Man, I'm the type of person like once I start something, I can't stop. You know what I mean? Like it's too late. Like once I initially get started, like I had them moments before I start. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
be like, should I do this? Should I do that? And then I'm kind of wrestling with it. But once I decide to go, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even like let them thoughts into my mind because it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
once I sign that paper, I just gotta go. Like, and of course, like, if I probably would ask people like, oh, that's not a good idea. Like, you sure you want to do that? But luckily, like, I'm the type person. Once I see something, I just know that that's the right move. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I believe in God, and if I have a vision and something is given to me, that's not just me. You know what I mean? Because me as a person, I wouldn't think it's a good idea. You know what I mean? Like me to
Right.
myself,
Right.
I like, nah, that's probably you. You know, you should play it safe. But at the same time, like life is short. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of people that I love and care about that's not here, and a lot of people that may have never get the opportunity just because they're not here. So I'm like, we in America, you know what I mean? Like we do have opportunities, and if I have the means to do so, or can figure out a way, I'm gonna just go for it. If I fail, then okay, it ain't work. And that's what I was saying. Like we've had, like people don't know, but we've had several things. Like one of my partners is part of charge that he used to be one of the owners of the club Plush. Like that's like an example of something that was started, and it might not go that way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
We had three different studios, but as long as like the meaning behind charged up is like as long as we keep going, it's all right. It'll be something else. Like
Right.
I just want by the time I'm old, like when I look back, I just don't have no regrets. Like man, you should have did this. I'm gonna say,
Mm-hmm.
one day I'm gonna be old, too old to do this stuff, and I'm gonna be like, I don't want to have no regrets. Where I like, man, I should have tried to open the store. I should have rapped. I should have did this. Like, nah, man. We only live once, so I'm trying to do, at least try everything. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
if I fail, I fail. It's cool. Like, I'll try something else.
And you want to know something? With that being said, right, I wanted to talk about you as a father, right? You clearly you setting examples, right? But what is it that you trying to show your kids, like as far as the principles of working hard and you know what I mean, like not quitting.
Yeah, just all that. Like, I just came, like right before I started this interview. I just was shooting a video with my sons, and the song is about like just being a father, like the things I've experienced. But that's what I'm trying to show them. I want to show them like that I was myself. I did what I felt was in my heart. You know what I mean? And if like a lot of times, people hear these things like, "Oh, you could be whatever you want," but then they're not really being whatever they want. They just
Right.
being what they feel like they're supposed to be. And I was just I think that they'll be able to see that. Like I am who I set out to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether that's a hundredaire, a thousandaire, or a millionaire, um, my life right now is exactly who I envision, and that's what I want them to do. I don't want them to do what they feel like I want them to do. I want them to be able to look at my life and be like, you know what, my dad did. My dad was somebody, and he was who he set out to be. So, and then like going back to hard work, like I know they see it because like they've been right there. They've been, every step of the way, even with the store. They've seen it when the store was just like a little room, you know what I'm saying? It had holes in the wall, and now they see it for what it is, to this day. So they growing up and seeing by being next to me like what hard work could do. You feel me? Like
Right.
going
Right.
going from having an idea to executing it and bringing it, manifesting it to reality.
Definitely, especially like if that's all they know is what you showing them. You know what I'm saying? Like so to somebody else who to their peers when they get older who ain't have that, it's gonna be something normal to them to be like, I watch my dad do it. I mean, what you mean? So you ain't gonna get up and go. That's
Yeah,
what you want to do, right? I mean, so I think that's and I say that too about my sons. Like I be saying, damn, when y'all get older, y'all gonna understand. You gonna see it because right now it's normal. But when you get around people who work who was not taught certain principles to kind of show, what your parent did. Like, yeah, damn, my parent really was doing that. Then, this person don't even know nothing about this, so this person don't know nothing about that. So I think it's super dope, and I seen your kids with you, and a lot of the pictures I see, and at the store. So, shout out to you. And I know somebody that was at your video shoot today. He had a picture with you and everything. I was like, damn, that's all right.
oh,
For the fathers.
yeah, like it's crazy because one of my sons just entered middle school, and he had one of my like shirts on, and then a kid stopped him in school and was like, yo, I ain't know you, like, I ain't know, Noah O, or Noah O is your dad. And he was like, that hit him, where he was like, I didn't know that people, like kids, know who you are and people know who you are, you know. So that's like definitely
Mm,
something different where like they go to school and other kids are like, oh, your dad is a rapper, you know what I'm saying? Like
right.
I know I didn't grow up with that, but you know, they also get to see the reality, and that's what I showed them. Like, you know, I'm trying to show people in Richmond and Virginia that too. Like, you could be an independent rapper and survive. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Everybody defines their success differently. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I just know I wake up like I am who I am. That's my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a store. I'm an artist. Like, this is what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
my bills being me, you know what I'm saying? Like by doing what I love. Do that
Right.
for some artists that's multi-million dollar level. Some artists, you know, is they living next door and you know the next person might work for you know wherever, like Philip Morris, but you rap, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to show people that it's a different ways you could do this and you could still survive and take care of your people, you know?
So like I know like being consistent and even like staying motivated is a big deal with people
Yeah,
because like now me and you talked about this too. Like everything is social media so it make it sound like it's happened overnight
yeah.
or don't nobody take losses or it's given to you. I think it's kind of like glorified a little bit. It's kind of overrated. But
Mhm.
I think consistency and staying motivated is like a real part of being successful. Because when you're in your own world and you getting up and you're not forcing nothing, like you really getting up and you grinding, like even when you having a bad day and you know what your goal is, I think that's that's what people need to see. People need to hear
Yeah,
that. Like, yeah, I have bad days. Yeah, I lost a couple 100,000, whatever, whatever. But I
yeah,
really wanted this, and I'm getting up and I'm doing it because it's what I want to do. It ain't because nobody, forcing you. And I think like you saying, the many years you've been doing this, it's just like consistent. So
yeah.
I want you to kind of explain it, like how the consistency, like really, really play in you just being successful.
I think it's the most important thing. You feel me? Like, especially like going back to what you said, like we are in a time where everything seems instant. And like just this past week, I had a couple like artists ask me this, like, man, how like what they say, like like when did you like when did it become real? Or it was something to that effect, and I was just like, bro, it wasn't. It was just like a little while back that I even like realizing for myself, like I'm been grinding, doing my thing, working, thinking that like, okay, you know, next year or this is gonna happen and I'm gonna be who I am. But then I didn't realize like everything I've been doing is my track record, is who I am. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was just every day. I don't have like I'm not signed to nobody. I don't have somebody like calling me, waking me up and telling me like, yo, you need to be here, you need to be there. That's like if I don't get up and I don't look for the opportunities and I don't show up to where I'm expected to be and I don't make the phone calls and I don't do this, then I'm not gonna survive. You know what I mean? So that's what motivates me each day is like I have to I have to like just stay in that rhythm, you know, and the more the more I've been consistent, like I remember a few years ago I read this like I was like depressed and I was I found this like thing on YouTube and it was a therapist who he's like a therapist or whatever, but most of his clients was like creative people, whether they like music artists or entertainers or authors or whatever. And he was saying how like, you know, your life is like a line, it goes up and down, right? Like say
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow you know, get a Grammy, you up and then it goes down. But a lot of times what happens with creative people or entrepreneurs, like when it goes down, they get stuck there and
Yeah.
and they get paralyzed because they like feeling like they gotta live up to that last thing they did. And if they don't,
Mm-hmm.
then they're a failure, but it'll paralyze them to the point where they stop moving, period.
All right.
So he was just like the advice that he would give like his clients or people was like, just keep going, because as long as you keep going, you're gonna go up again. But if you
Mm-hmm.
don't go forward at all, that's gonna be the end. You know what I mean? People just gonna see where you went up, and then they're gonna see you flatline. So I always thought about that. Like, you know what? And the general public only remembers the high points. So
That's it.
you know what I'm saying? So it's up to you when you get them low points, it's up to you to keep going. Like, and if another thing for me is like the main thing is like I have faith. I have faith that whatever I'm going through is not gonna be permanent. And it took a while for me to, it's just like life. I just had to learn. I had to keep going. Like, the people who win ain't always the most talented people. It's the people that keep going. And so
Yep.
a lot of times, especially in entertainment, or whatever period, other artists or other creative people, or even your friends and family will look at it like, man, that's whack. How this whack person why are they getting it? You know what I'm saying? Like, people say that, like, you don't get mad that
Yeah.
it's whack. But what I realized was like, let's take away you judging, how you interpret what they doing. Like, I just respect the game enough where I'm like, it must be something about that person. They must have some type of, like, even if what they're doing ain't necessarily for me, or something that I like according to my taste, they possess a quality that I just have to respect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, for them to keep getting what they getting, it ain't magic. It's something about them that's inside them where they continually are successful. So who am I to like try to knock them down? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but yeah, just consistency to me is like, that's everything I've read, or I like to study and watch videos of other people or read their books who've been successful, and all of them say the same thing. Like, that's like the main quality. Even with like somebody like, Master P, that's somebody I look up to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's really a mindset. You like
It
having
is.
no limit, or like Nipsey Hussle was like, it's a marathon. A marathon is only won by the person who can keep that pace and keep going. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I just try to be on that same thing. Like, that's what charged up represents too. Is like, even when our energy feels low, it's up to us to like re-energize each other to get charged back up to keep going. You know what I mean?
Question. With all that being said, I mean, we talked about consistency, right? So tell us about these new projects. You talked about the flagship store a little bit, but you got some projects going on. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I got a project out now that just came to streaming. It's my project Chilipino. That's an album that I released earlier this year, but I just put it on stream, and finally I put out a mixtape version of it with DJ Banger. So that's on all streaming platforms. That's like, it's kind of like my autobiography album, where it's like for people who may not have known about me or had questions about like me or my life. Like, it's a real personal project where I talk about like my childhood and what it was like to move from California to Virginia. And it's probably like, definitely like an album that means a lot to me, or really personal. I got songs talking about like my parents, my uncles, like really my family's experience from being in America, and then my experience like growing up here as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so if y'all listening to this, it's noahO.com. You can get the album, but if you go to streaming sites, you can stream the mixtape version, which is slightly different. Like, it has talking and sound effects like a regular mixtape.
Okay, so wait, so what the project that you did today, is that a song that's gonna be on there or no?
Yeah. The video, I shot a video today with an artist who an R&B artist, soul artist from here, Francois Hamilton. We just shot the video today for a song on there called Full Circle. That's it's a song that's about like fatherhood. Like, one verse, I'm talking to my dad. Like, I was fortunate, I got to like grow up having my dad around, So I have one verse talking to him, but he's no longer here. So it's like kind of me saying all the things that I wish I could say to him. Then on the second verse is like me talking to my sons, and then yeah, that's why it's called full circle because it's like me not only talking to my father, but then me talking as a father. You know what I'm saying to my son.
Right.
Because in hip hop, a lot of times in rap, people talk about their dads is normally like how they didn't have a dad, and how their mom had to do everything. But and that's definitely like I grew up with a lot of people who didn't have their dad, you know what I mean? But then I also, as time went on, like I have friends, I have quite a few friends that had their dad. And then I know a lot of friends that even though their dad won't around now, that they are good dads. You feel me? Like they are,
Right.
and it's even a lot of single fathers out here. And I feel like, that's just something that rap that's not touched on enough. You know what I mean? It's always like just from the aspect of like how dads are not around. But I know in today's time, like there's a lot of young men, a lot of people who are, breaking that cycle and being good fathers. So it's just something I wanted to touch on. But that song is definitely on the album as well.
I'm glad you did because you know what? A lot of dads, a lot of good dads do be getting overlooked. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's just the society we live in. You know, some you gonna hear more bad than good. So,
Hmm.
I definitely I understand that wholeheartedly. I mean, so I thank you for doing that project 'cause we do need that. We need more people talking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
And I ain't try to like, you know, I yeah, I just try to do it from a genuine place. You know what I mean? Like when I make songs, it's not even like I don't even be having the ideas. It's just like the music kind of just dictates the way the beat sounds, the production sounds kind of dictates like what comes out. So in the process of like making this project, I knew that I wanted to make a project that was like real personal. So it's like crazy. It took a couple years to make it, but over time, like really a lot of stuff that I had maybe never said to the people around me or never gotten to express in my music. I wanted to make an album where like if anybody heard it, they could just listen and know exactly who I am. Like if they never approached me, never met me in their life, if they just heard this project, they'll be able to hear it and be like, got a good idea of who I am as a man. You know what I mean?
that's right. Yeah, yeah. So on top of that project, you got something coming out with right? It's a concert, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. October 22nd, I'm opening for Pusha T at Browns Island in Richmond, Virginia. So it's gonna be a real big show. I know it's gonna be probably one of the biggest opportunities I've had in my career where like it's like not a full festival, it's just Pusha T, me, it's another artist that's performing that's from Philly named Armani White. Like he's a Billboard charter. He's on like Billboard charts right now. So like for me to get this opportunity, I know it's like a big opportunity for me. And it's kids that play. That's a young group from Virginia that's on the show as well. But yeah, this like for me, I'm taking it as a big opportunity because I've been slowly like building my brand over the last few years. So I look at this like this one of them times where I gotta really just like stamp
Mm-hmm.
my movement. I'm gonna have a merch. I'm gonna have a tent with like merch and stuff. So it's a big opportunity. I want to show like when people come here, major labels and stuff. Like I have, what I'm saying. I'm building something special, not even just me, but the people around me. Like I'm trying to build
Definitely.
build something with charged up that's like bigger than me. We got other artists that I'm working with, so I just want to show that like yeah, it's a real movement, and I'm not even like looking for no deal. I want to build somewhere like I could help make other artists successful, even bigger than me. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
like from Virginia, I want to put other people in position to go further than me. It's just like I'm just trying to lay the foundation for it.
that's right. So besides, okay, you got the store, you got your music. So what other lanes? Is that management you was talking about, or what would that be considered when you say helping other artists?
Just really like it depends on the role. Like I mean, it depends on the person. Like charged up right now, we like help other artists. Like it's been times in the past where like I've helped artists put together their release concerts, and my name, might not have necessarily been on it. And this artist that's got a name for themselves. So like whatever role, you know, we could play in their success. You know what I mean? For some artists, it may be where we had to like put up money to like get behind and get them a push, or it might be in times where like I'll help with the creative direction on somebody's like artwork or their merch. It's like
Mm,
I don't really want to be a manager, because I still have my own career and I know how like it's kind of a catch-22 if you're an artist and signed to another artist or even managed by another artist because you might not be able to get the full-time help you need. So really just like I want to say almost like consulting, creative consulting for other artists. But I really like charged up is a label. So yeah, eventually that's the goal is to have like a full roster of artists who all are, making noise in their own right.
that's right. That's all right. Oh, let me see. Oh! I forgot to tell you. Well, y'all see my. So yeah, I had to get this for the interview. I just had to show y'all. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all know that's like my logo right here. Well, y'all know where it's at.
Yeah,
So
man. I
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah,
mine
yeah.
too.
So I had to wear my shiesty J. My son was a little hype. Look, I really wanted somebody got all the black ones. Y'all done came and took all the black ones. So I ain't even I ain't even mad at that. Hold on, let me show y'all my sweatsuit because I was hype about this sweatsuit. I can't wait to wear it. Y'all probably see me in this new suit. Look at this. Look.
Yeah, you got the last
Look,
one too.
I got the last one. I said, give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Let me get it. Look at that. Y'all know about Broad Street. Y'all know about these days. Y'all already know how they was rocking back in the day. But yeah, I got a whole sweatsuit, so I'm hype about that. Material quality is on point. I ain't gonna hold that up. Well, let me show y'all the hoodie part. Look at that. And it's so thick, and it got these embroidered patches on there. Yeah, all that. All I needed was Richmond on this hoodie part.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna make some more.
Perform.
We're gonna make some new ones for this.
Yeah. Um, let me see. So, did we get everything? Did we hit everything we needed to hit? Because I know you had a long day. I don't want to hold you up no more than I already did. But I greatly appreciate you
Yeah, thank you.
um, for stopping by and talking to me because I was nervous. I'm always nervous to be honest with you.
I got.
But
I just want to tell everybody, come see us, 106 West Broad Street, Richmond, Virginia. October 22nd is the show at Browns Island with Pusha T, and then I have another project. Heretic is coming soon, but Trilipino is out now. Trilipino, the mixtape version, is out now on all streaming sites, or you could visit us at chargedupent.com.
and also you say you was having a day party. Do you want to talk about
Oh
that?
yeah, yeah, my bad. The day party next weekend. We throwing a day party on October 9th. It's charged up. Original Slang Clothing is also we collabing, partnering for this day party, hosted by me and my big homie Duck. So yeah, Slingshot RDA, Sunday, October 9th, 1 to 5 p.m. Come through, music by DJ Kenny Boy. We're gonna have, clothing for sale, but it's just gonna be a fun time, man. It's beat Virginia State and Virginia Union homecoming weekend. So we're gonna have
Oh yeah.
all the games gonna be on, food, music. So come through.
And where that's gonna be at?
And Slingshot in Scott's Edition.
Okay.
Slingshot is like an adult arcade kind of place. It got like a little bowling alley in it. Different games people could play. You know what I mean? It's a new place in Scott's Edition, so there's gonna be a lot more stuff there too. Like I feel like this it's a spot that more people gonna be throwing stuff at too. So we just trying to help,
Sweet.
set it off and get it known, you know what I mean, as like a venue that people could come through and have a good time.
That sounds like a good time. So do me a favor and reiterate. I got it down here at the bottom of the screen, y'all. I don't know which way I'm pointing, but y'all see what I'm talking about. I got it down at the bottom of the screen. But tell the people where they can find your merchandise, your merchant website, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, you could follow me at Charged Up Noah O on all social media. Um, Charged Up Store, but it's spelled CHRGDUP Store, or chargedupent.com. That's our website. In case you see this and you out of town, we do ship all over the world. YouTube.com/chargedupent. Make sure you subscribe. We got a lot of content. We just dropped a interview recently with an artist named Simba that's from the Bay Area. He signed Atlantic Records. He came through the store. We try to do more stuff like that too, where like artists, known people will be coming through the store. We're gonna try to do more meet and greets. So when these people come to Richmond, you can come meet them up close and personal. More pop-ups with like other brands. So we just trying to make like the store like a place where creative people and entrepreneurs can meet other creative people, other like-minded people, and just have a good time, and just somewhere that could help give back to the community. Because that's something too. Like at the store, if you're just seeing us for the first time, we accept donations at the store, and we're located in like Jackson Ward in the Arts District. We do giveaways where we give like clothing and toiletries to like people in the community. So if you bring donations to the store for us to give away, like whether it's clothing, that you don't need, or like coats or sleeping bag, you'll get a discount when you bring us a donation. You get a discount on your purchase at the store, 10%.
Dope. Super dope. And not only that, the store is giving. Like the store is really giving. I want to take a picture in here. Like we was talking about the other day. Like, yeah, it's giving all that. Like, yeah, let's meet up. Let's link. Let's go up the street real quick to the Charge Up store and see what
Yeah,
everybody's talking about.
exactly. Like people say, like whenever they come there, there's always somebody else. Like there's always somebody who do something there. You know what I mean? So like you might come in there and there be photographers in there, or somebody who got a podcast, or somebody else who got a clothing line. That's what we want it to be somewhere in the community where everybody feels welcome. And, just know that when you come through there, you're gonna be made to feel like you're at home.
No question. But I know you had a long day, so we can wrap it up. You got any questions for me?
Now I just want
Time.
to thank you. Thank you again for having me and for giving me this opportunity to just share who I am. Thank you for stopping by the store and supporting. And thank you again to J30. Appreciate you, bro, for everything you've done for me and Richmond. So thank you.
No question. Thank you so much for blessing me. This is definitely one for the books. And I know where your store is, so next time come grab me a black one and all the other shit I want to cop from out there. So
Thank you.
I appreciate you so much.
Oh yeah, yeah. Make sure y'all be on the lookout. The young homie, Tacky Clothing. That's the young homie Josh. He about to come out with some merch of his own. He has a line. His brother has a line. They're part of the Charge Up team too. So y'all
Shout
be
out
on
to
the.
him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh wait, last thing. October 16th. Come see us at the Kicks Mania at the Richmond Raceway.
Yeah.
Shout out to NBM Kicks. It's a big sneaker show, streetwear show. So if you don't get to make it to the store October 16th, you can come see us there and stop by the table.
Oh yeah, that ain't gonna be dope. I forgot all about that. Yeah, that's another one for the city. All these sneakerheads out here. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much
All right,
again. I'm gonna
thank you
send you the
again.
link. You already know where you can find your interview at. I appreciate you for blessing us. Congratulations on everything you're doing.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you sooner again, probably day party, well, whatever. But we locked in. So
I
yeah.
appreciate you, Lex.
All
Thank you.
right. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Peace.